Hi, welcome to Heartland Stamping with Cheryl Smith. I'm Cheryl, your creative coach and Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States. I have a video for you tonight that is going to feature the Stamparatus, and another great use for the Stamparatus is multiple word stampings, and it's so hard if you do this freehand to keep them perfectly spaced and all in the same length apart, all on the same margin. So we're gonna show you how you can do that. And this one I did in Mary Merlot, and I used our medium daisy punch and then some of our foil. And oh my gosh, let me look that up, which foil is not the silver. I think it's the champagne. Yes, it's the champagne foil sheets. Oh, for a second there, I forgot which one I used because I had 2 or 3 out playing with them and I couldn't remember which one I finally landed on. Oh, have you ever done that? You have so many things out and you're like, wait, which one did I actually use on this project? Well, let's keep going. All right, so the stamp set that we're going to use with this card is Peaceful Moments, and we're using this thank you right down here. So I'm going to show you a couple of tricks. We're not going to make this exact one. I'm going to do a different color of cardstock, and I'm going to do a little kind of an embellishment die cut piece over here on the side. Now, when you're getting ready to put these pieces on, we're going to use this lovely Poppy Parade. And this is the piece that I'm going to put right down the middle. If you want to know the measurements, this is just our standard card base. It's 8.5 by 5.5. You score it at 4 1/4, and there's your card. This piece is the same length as the card, so it's 5.5, and it's 2 1/8. 2 1/8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this right on here, and just so that I know where it's going to be covered up and where it's going to be exposed, I'm going to just very gently draw this line. And if you didn't want to actually use a pencil, you could use some kind of little embossing tool and just create a crease down there. But I wanted to be able to see where I can attach my little embellishment pieces. So what I did was I grabbed my cardinal dies and I used these 2, I call them little flourishes pieces. At first I was going to use the leaves, and then I saw these and I went, ooh, let's try those. And I really, really like how they turned out. Let me grab those for you. So you can see they're really cool and they're really fun. And they're really thin. So if you wanted to, you could use our fine tip glue pen to put these on. You could also use our adhesive sheets and if you roll them through the die cut machine before you put the adhesive sheet on like I did, then you can't use it. But if you put the adhesive sheet on the back of these and then roll it through, then all you have to do is kind of peel them off and they're like a sticker, and then you can just stick them on. But I didn't think about doing that. I was so excited to try them. I just was like, woohoo, let's get them out and go. And I'm like, oh yeah. So we're gonna try a little trick here. And if you put some of this liquid Tombow glue down on your silicone mat, and we're going to turn these upside down. If you turn them upside down, you can feel they have a little bit of a rougher edge. Or if you're like me, you use some paper that had something on the other side. And so you know that's not the good side. It's got the stuff on there. So we'll just turn all of these over. And I've got several of them. I don't know how many we're going to use. So we're just going to put adhesive on all of them and then see how it goes. All right. So we're just going to take our sponge, and I'm going to sponge some adhesive on this one. And then we're going to pick that up. And I'm going to put this one right here. And what I did, you see that line that I drew? I know that as long as part of that stem is there behind that line. It'll look like it's coming from behind it. So let's get some more glue on here, and I'm going to do that same shape. So I got some glue on the back side of that one, and we're going to move this one right here. And you see how nicely that sticks down, and there's not a bunch of glue oozing out from behind it if you use your silicone mat. So let's grab a couple more. Oops. Now let's do some of these smaller ones. So this one is going to fit right here. And then this one, we already got a little bit on there. So we'll put this one down at the bottom. Now this piece is going to be behind, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that off. I think we need some more glue over here. I try to be conservative so I don't have a puddle of glue left over at the end. And pick up a little of the adhesive, and we'll put, let's see, put this one right here. Now if you wanted to, you could put them going off the edge and then just snip off the pieces. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in, and I won't use a whole one that way, but those pieces that I cut off, I'm going to put those as if they are sticking off the edge. So we'll just take this little guy, and then that one will be like it's coming off the bottom. And then we've got a couple more spaces to fill, and then we'll be done. So I am careful to try not to lay these clean pieces in an area where I already had adhesive. And this one we're going to bring right up here to the top. And then we're going to do a little bit more. And then we're going to do this last one right here. And then I think that's good. I think we're going to call it good. Now I also had die cut some out of the silver foil, and those are a lot of fun too. And I decided I didn't want this one to be quite so sparkly, which is totally out of character for me, but I thought this would be really pretty for Christmas, so you'll probably see these again around Christmas time. So I'll set this over here, and we'll take those and clean those off later. But if you wanted to remember that, that's our silicone mat and just a Stampin' sponge and the liquid multi-purpose glue. And it worked just like a charm. So we'll set that over here and let that dry. And we're going to grab our Stamparatus, because I did promise you that we were going to be using the Stamparatus here today. So I made a little mark. I don't know if you can see this. It says thank you strip. So I made a little mark on my scrap paper so I would know right where I wanted to put my strip. So let's grab that. Remember, it's 5.5 by 2 1/8. And when I did my sample one, I played around with the measurements just a little bit to try to figure out where I wanted to start my saying. So it is, oh, I don't know. It's a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch, maybe almost 3/8 of an inch from the top. But don't be afraid to get some scrap paper out and play with that. let's see, let's put this where you guys can see the whole thing. There we go. So we're going to ink that up. And again, we're using the Poppy Parade ink. And then we're just going to stamp down. And then we'll just ink up again very carefully. Oh, wait, we got to move it. Make sure your panel is upright when you're moving. You don't want to damage your hinges. Ink that up, lift straight up, straight down, and I just press evenly. I don't press super hard. I'm going to go ahead and move my magnet up to the top. Move it again. And we're going to stamp it one more time. So you're just lifting it straight up and keeping those hinges right in there. Now, if I ever stamped one of these and it didn't happen, but they weren't uneven or I didn't have it well inked somewhere, I could ink that up and stamp it one more time. And it would be in the exact same space, just like that. That is my favorite thing about the Stamparatus, is even if I mess up, I've got a second chance to get it right. So let's pull this out. We'll set this over to the side. Put my scrap paper back in here. I like to keep my templates with my cards. So I would take this template piece that I pulled out or did my writing on, and you can either keep it with the card that you made, or I've got a little Stamparatus holder and I keep all of these in there. And so if I want to make that card again, I've made notes on it, and so I'll just pull it back out and I've already got the measuring done. So we're going to put away our Poppy Parade. And I recently redid my ink pad organization. I've always stored my Stampin' Up! Inks in color families, and I decided to do them like, you know, like the color rainbow over here. So I've got all my yellow, orange ink pads together, and all of my red pinks together, and it was a real debate on whether the purples should go with the blues or the red pinks, and based on capacity they went with the blues. And then I had some that, like Coastal Cabana, that really could have gone with the blues or the greens, but it ended up over in the green section. So sometimes it's taking me a couple of minutes to say, wait a minute, where did I put some of those that could have really gone either way? So I don't know if you saw what I just did. I did it without telling you. I put the adhesive on the back of the thank you strip, and then I laid it over my strip of the foil, and that makes it really easy to pick it up without, if you put your adhesive on your smaller piece, then you're going to end up touching it and getting some of the sticky off, and then inadvertently moving it when you're trying to put it on. But if you put your adhesive on your bigger piece that's going to be on top, and then you can lay it down and get that margin perfectly placed, then it won't be uneven. So that's another little trick. And then we're going to put it right over the top. So let's get out some more of our Stamp and Seal. Put one right down the middle. If we wanted to, we could have popped this up, but I didn't want anybody to be peeking under there and seeing how these flourishes were attached. Let's put that right side up, everyone. And it's going to cover up those pencil marks that we made. And I think I might come in and do how I did this one off the edge and this one off the edge. I'm going to probably die cut one more and put it up here at the top off the edge. I think that'll look really good. So this one, let's turn this over. We're going to trim that. This is sticking out of the bottom. I cut that just a little bit long, so we're gonna trim that off. Paper snips are your best friend, I'm telling you. And then this one isn't sticking over very much, but we're gonna go ahead and trim that off too. And trim that. So there we have it. Our pretty little thank you card with our flourishes. And thanks to our Stamparatus, all of our words are placed perfectly and they look just fabulous. All right, I hope you enjoyed some of the little tips and tricks tonight. And if you do, you can tune in either on the Heartland Stamping YouTube channel. Also, this will probably be showing up on my Facebook page as well, Cheryl Smith, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I have a larger library over there than I do at the YouTube channel, just because the YouTube channel is newer. So if you'd like to see any of my past videos and pick up some more tips and tricks, you're sure welcome to do that. If you have any questions, I love to help, be your creative coach. Or if you want to purchase any of the products you saw tonight to make this beautiful card, CherylSmith.stampinup.net. All right, everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I will see you again very soon. Thanks. Bye.